Testing. Does it work? Does it work?
Oh my god, the mic's the same color as my sweater.
Testing. Ooh, it works. Okay, perfect. Alrighty. Hello.
Hello.
It's been quite the adventure for you today.
Today has been a very
Show them your hoodie.
day. I don't know if you guys can, and this is like one of my favorite hoodies because this color is so nice. But I don't know if you guys can see this. I got a flat tire today, and I had to change it in like 2 feet of snow, and it was cold. It was freezing. There was salt everywhere. My tires were like not good anyways because I probably killed them going to and from Orlando, but you know, it's worth it.
When you were in Orlando, did you do the like Floridian thing of driving your car on the beaches?
I actually did because I got lost. And then somebody's like, the tide is coming in, so I better get out of there unless my car can float.
I remember the 1 year way back in the day, I went to Orlando and I had to park on the beach. And I had snow tires on because I lived in Canada and I needed help getting out.
I didn't have snow tires on.
Hello, everyone. So this podcast, we're trying our best to stick to it weekly. As you can see, he's here even with a flat tire.
Yeah,
I don't like this. You're looking extra skinny next to me, and
Am
it's
I actually?
yeah.
Wow. Oh, let's hide that. You see, if you slouch a little bit and tuck it in, you can kind of.
Well, I don't really have that benefit. I just look big regardless of anything. Alrighty. Okay, so
alrighty,
we've had the snowstorm, which has slowed things down on construction. Unfortunately,
snow sucks.
But they were getting really ahead. So the construction, if you had to make, let's hear your opinion first. If you've seen construction up to date so far, right?
Yep.
How far along do you think they are in terms of just the structure, not including the station, queue line, all that?
Like the supports, track, and everything?
Supports and track, yeah.
Okay, I'm going to do both supports and track separately.
Okay.
So from what I've seen from you and like the drone and even just driving by, if you drive by on Jane, you can see it now. You can see it from the street pretty clear as day. I'm going to say about 80% of the supports are in.
You really?
I think about 80.
Here, hold it closer to you. People are saying you're quiet.
Is that better?
Here, you know what? I have a louder voice.
My Leviathan mic! Sorry, I'm a little soft-spoken sometimes.
Yeah, keep going.
Sorry, I got distracted. Okay, I'm going to say the supports are probably like 80% done, and I think the track is 'd say 40% done.
Really?
Yeah, I think so. I think
what was your percentage for supports again?
Like 80%.
Oh, okay.
I think the supports were easier to put in. Because, it's just like once all the footings are poured, you just go bam, bam, bam. And the benefit of this ride is, compared to like Leviathan, Yukon, or Behemoth, you don't need those huge tower cranes, right? To bring up those sections of track. Like a section of B&M track can weigh 30,000 pounds, whereas this track's a lot smaller. I know it still looks massive, but it's probably almost half that weight. And you're not going 200 feet in the air. Like, it's relatively close to the ground. So you don't even need to make space for those huge cranes and stuff. So I guess they're able to progress a lot faster once they have, all the materials on site.
Yeah. I mean, so it's funny because I can't tell how much of the track we're missing in the parking lot. I'd have to sit there and actually spend a good 2 hours going through the pieces and what's left. I can't tell if we have almost all of it or if we still have quite a bit left to go. I know that it's obviously not all of it. Especially considering we're missing, there's one specific section, the 2 parts that go over the pathway, over the globe.
Yes.
I think we're missing those support structures still as well.
Yeah, because it's not just like A-frames, like it actually makes a lattice.
Yeah, and I don't know if anyone's paid attention, but the support structure, your mic is quiet because I talk louder and thing, but the support structure that has been designed by Premier blends into areas a lot more than the animation made it seem. So like when you see even the one right by Vortex's drop, it exactly matches that support structure holding up Vortex as well, which is crazy. That's a lot of attention to detail. And then if you look at some parts, maybe I'll put it in my update tomorrow. There's one specific section that literally just looks like a giant like row of icicles that holds up the pole out of the double inverting top hat. And I thought that was cool. It looks
Double
like they,
inverting top hat.
according to RCDB, it doesn't count as even a single inversion, right? They have it
They only
listed at
count it
7.
as one inversion.
Oh, do they?
Yeah.
So wait, does it have 8 or 9 inversions?
They advertise 9 inversions.
Yeah, it has 9.
I think it inverts not. Okay, what's your
RCDB says 7.
what's your definition of an inversion?
As long as it goes up. I don't know. I don't know the mathematical.
I personally view an inversion as long as you go over 180 degrees perpendicular to the ground or your axis of motion.
It's apparently 8. Have we been wrong? It's 9. Okay,
yeah,
it's
it
9.
says 9.
Yeah. I don't know. We did. Oh, to clarify, remember when we were talking about the inversion after the pullout?
Yeah, I was wrong. I was wrong.
That's why I was looking at my phone and I lost distraction because I was like looking at. I'm like, I don't remember there being an inversion there because it's too fast.
Yeah,
it'd be way too fast for an inversion. But the shaping on it, oh my god, I'm in love with that little.
You are gonna get sideways airtime off that.
Yeah,
1,000%. And I don't know if like you guys got sideways airtime, but when you're going that fast, it's gonna feel. There's gonna be nothing like that at Wonderland.
Did Deb ask a question? Well, let me read Deb's question. Oh.
Oh, maybe we can. There we go.
But Deb, next time ask a question when you ask those. They were meant to like stop the stream and talk to you because you donate. But thank you so much. But what were we talking about? The almost inversion.
The thing that I said was an inversion. That is clearly not an inversion.
It's almost upside down.
It's
like when you really look at it.
It's beyond 90 degrees.
Yeah.
It's beyond 90 degrees, which is going to feel so it's going to feel so different compared to anything at Wonderland. And I think that's what this ride was really going for, right?
Just like complete inversions, yeah.
Well, even just a different ride experience because, you know what, whether you think Leviathan, Yukon, or Behemoth, there's better, they're all 3 B&Ms and they all kind of run the same.
Why are there 300? Hello? When did that happen? Why are there so many people in here?
Brendan. 500.
Hello? Hold on one second. I'm just checking something. I'm checking analytics to make sure that's organic.
That's a new one for the podcast, if that's actually real.
Interesting. I can't tell. I'll have to look after. There are some people in the community that are trying to bring Surya and I down now that we're working together just to be like, there's a little jealousy out there. But yeah, so, wow. Outside of that, should we start talking about the event?
I think that's the big news that everyone's here for. That's why 500 people, all you 500 register and we can have a lot of fun.
So, most of you probably know by now, Amusement Insiders is hosting a exclusive event. We're buying out Alpenfury in the morning, and then we're buying out Alpenfury for 2 hours of night rides on May 29th. It's going to be a really good event. A lot of effort has gone into it, and there's even more planning going on because, not to reveal anything, but we get 8 rides included, or sorry, 8 rides in total, 7 additional rides on top of Alpenfury at night. I'm trying to pull some strings.
Ooh, I'm going to like these strings.
I'm trying to pull some strings and get Leviathan thrown in with Alpenfury for the 2 hours of night rides, so people have 2 big rides to kind of like go between. Now, we are allowed to have as many people as we want attend this event, but that's obviously not going to be the case. We have a max cap on how many people can attend. So there will be no more than 300 people allowed to go to this event. No more.
And the reason for that is, the biggest reason for that is, if you guys have ever gone to any other events, sometimes, you know, if you let in, let's say like 500-600 people go to an event, right? Like the ERT, it's not going to be ERT. You're still going to be standing in line.
Yeah.
So not like, obviously this event is open for pretty much anyone, but it's more like first come, first serve basis. So it's more exclusive. So that way you're not paying money to stand in line, right? Like some of the other events.
Yeah. So again, we had this talk.
Yeah.
The team and I have had this talk. I have a really awesome person on my team, JD. We could sit here and profit off this event all we want, but capping it at 300 is perfect. It pays for the event. There's no additional money being made. To be honest, I might cap it at 250, as long as that works. But it's that's guys. I have a feeling that's not organic viewers. just to be transparent.
If we can get 1,800 viewers talking about this, we can both quit our jobs.
I don't think that's organic. I'm dealing with spam bots from haters for the last week. So I just email YouTube and they take care of it and they'll delete it. But yeah, I mean, if there's actually 1,800 people in here, hi, but I don't think so.
Join the event.
But on top of that, it's exciting. It's my first event. It's a really difficult to organize. To put into perspective, not to reveal cost, it costs as much as a brand new luxury car to buy out the park in the way that I am. So that's why for any of you who have gone on to the Patreon, which you need to do, if you want to sign up for the event, go on to Patreon, join the $1 level, and you can sign up for the event. Patreons are getting first access, and fill out the Google form. And yeah, you'll be on the first list to get the actual link to pay and sign up. There's obviously going to be no refunds. Wonderland can change things last minute. Obviously, if Alpenferry isn't done construction, which it should be by the time that our event happens, it'll get pushed back by a week or two. And yeah, so my heart is racing because this is the biggest thing I've ever committed to doing, and it's so hard.
It's almost like, and okay, you've been talking about this for what now, 2 years?
Yeah.
Almost 3 years doing it, and you know, now it's like getting the time, right? Wonderland, you know, just got a brand new attraction. Things are going really good for the channel, right? And it's like now we have that motivation, and yeah, I think this is going to be a really big breath of fresh air, and not if, but when the event goes well, it's going to open the door for a lot of other opportunities that are also really exciting.
Oh yeah, like this probably won't be our only event at Wonderland this year. A lot more people, even on Patreon, showed interest than I expected. The event's like 50% sold out already, by the way, which is crazy.
That is crazy, considering how long has it been out for officially? 6 hours?
Like 6 hours, and it's only exclusive to Patreon. Like I haven't even opened it up to the public yet. So I'm scared. Like it's a big undertaking.
Job, yeah. Like even if you think about it, just like not managing, because no one's like managing anyone, but just like how facilitating 300 people, if you think about it, at an event, like at the end of the day, we're almost responsible for them, right? And like how they act and conduct themselves and just how smoothly things go. That on its own, not only organizing it, but just being responsible for everyone to have fun is a big thing.
Yeah, like I probably won't even be able to ride Alpenferry that much.
You're gonna be like, where's Surrey? I'm gonna be on the row 1 of Leviathan Sunday.
No, there's no update on Time Warp, unfortunately, not for the main channel.
What's Time Warp?
I don't know. I only see. Oh, if you're Canadian, it shows us $2. By the way, it's $1 American.
No, yeah, the event is gonna be.
So my advice to anyone who can register now. There's no costs yet. I have not released the costs because Wonderland and I are still organizing all the fine details of everything. I have a rough estimate, which I have designed the ticket around. If the event does get cheaper, the ticket price will drop. I will not hold it at 180. You can ask anyone on my team. I have been very committed to that. But right now it is $180 because it is a very expensive event. To explain it, Six Flags has raised the prices. So I was going to hold an event last year at the end, right before Halloween Haunt. And it was about $6,000 for ERT and $6,000 for LRT. And it was an hour and an hour. Now, essentially, it's not even doubled. It's
tripled.
It's tripled in price for evening ERT now, which is absolutely insane. So to rent out the park it's a commitment of like triple the amount of $6,000 per hour, which is insane.
And I also just want to point out, Brendan, and this is a big kudos like to you, that these events, this pay structure and everything that's being offered is designed for corporations, right? It's not really designed for coaster clubs or coaster enthusiasts or whatever. So the fact that we're actually going ahead with this, the fact that you're able to make this work is pretty impressive.
Yeah. So if you could help me out, this is my first big commitment. Go register. I will say I do want to be transparent about something.
I'll bring Timbits.
What?
I'll bring Timbits.
You'll bring Tim. Oh my god.
I'll bring Timbits.
We have Amanda. She'll help out a lot too. The mom of the group. If you feel, and this is me being as transparent as possible, that we have personal beef and you're not sure if you should register for the event because I might rescind your invite, there is a good chance that if we have personal beef, my advice to you is to reach out to me and have a conversation and we can work it out. And hopefully, obviously our goal is to have like everyone participate, but there are conversations that need to be had with people in the community, obviously. So, and the only reason I'm saying this is because we have received some messages from people who want to come that, you know, so if you think we have beef or you think there's a bad relationship between us, just reach out. We'll have a conversation and we'll go from there. That's it on the event. There'll be more promos, obviously, because, again, the number of attendees needs to hit a certain amount. But I'm overwhelmed by how many people have already registered, and I might have to cut this off after like 3 days by the looks of it.
That would be something.
Yeah.
I was like, obviously too, there's still like things that can change, like what rides are offered. Obviously not Alpine Fury, right? But like other things could change and stuff. But it's going to be super, super exciting. And it's really exciting again, because this is the first time doing something like this. And it opens the doors for a lot of other opportunities, right? Like not for us, but for everybody, for the community, right? For everybody who chooses to participate, it opens the doors for a lot more cooler things, you know, a lot more ERT in the future, tours and other like cool exclusive stuff that we can all, you know, all enjoy, as, you know, we all enjoy this hobby. So I think it's something a lot of fun.
Yeah.
And it would be nice for all of us to come together and just enjoy the event.
Yeah, and there's going to be an event at Santa's Village as well for their opening of Yeti Trek. So that's really exciting because I've been holding on. I need to pass on the update to you guys now. Obviously, there's more red tape with a park like that and being able to fly over the park and fly the drone inside the park. So yeah, there should be an update coming soon. I know I keep saying that, but we're just waiting on some final clearance and then the video will be up. No bots, real people. I don't know. I don't know if those are real people, guys.
I don't well, hey, you know what? If almost 7,000 people are going to listen to it.
Someone's paying their own money to... I mean, go for it. YouTube just deletes those views after about a day. So...
It's very flattering. Thank you. Thank you.
It means you care.
It means you something.
Oh, man. Who has time on Friday night to pay their own money to spam the live?
We're all so popular.
Who has time on Friday night
to
have nothing to do but live stream on YouTube? Okay.
We have no life.
You had a brilliant topic of discussion that you want to talk about.
Yes, and there's a lot of things too I want to run by you as well with this. I've been thinking a lot, and obviously, you know, if you know the community, it's not really Wonderland related, but we can even tie it in to Wonderland. Top Thrill 2 at Cedar Point. Obviously, that was supposed to open last year, and it did run for 8 days, but then there was some kind of issue. I personally don't really know what the issue was. There's a lot of rumors, trains, track, LSM, scraping, and all this stuff, but... You know, at first Cedar Point said, yeah, it's going to be closed temporarily. It'll open in the summer. Then the summer came and they're like, yeah, no, it's not opening at all until 2025. And it's really disappointing because a ride like Top Thrill 2, that was replacing the original dragster, you know, the way they hyped it up, the way they marketed it. And unfortunately, it didn't open for 2024. What?
People are saying turn you up.
Sorry. Unfortunately, it didn't open in 2024, right? Because of those complex issues. Now, more recently, well, not recently, but at the end of last year, they unexpectedly announced the closure of King Dakar, which again is another, major roller coaster. It was the tallest and second fastest in the world at the time they closed it, and they abruptly closed it, right? And Alto Ryan, like the best content creator in the roller coaster community, in my opinion, he made a video stating that the yearly maintenance cost for King Dakar was between 1 million and 1.2 million US dollars per year, just to maintain it, just to run the ride. I'm sure the original Top Thrill Dragster wasn't far off from that. Again, we don't know what's been going on with Top Thrill 2, but even just the modifications that they probably had to do to those trains, because from last year going to Winter Chill Out, they said that those trains, they didn't give us a price on them, but when people were guessing 3 million, 4 million, they said those 3 trains costed more than $5 million combined. So modifying something that expensive, that's not going to be cheap.
No.
And then if you guys know, Formula Rosa, the world's fastest roller coaster, it was closed for almost 11 months. And allegedly they spent almost $5 million redoing that launch. So
I have an idea. Keep talking.
is it just me?
It might be the
Should I start screaming?
Much better, actually. I can already tell by the yellow bar.
Okay. That's a little weird. So all 3 of these rides, and even Red Force, when Red Force first opened, that had a lot of problems too with the launch. It even caught fire at one point when it first opened. Dodadumpu, I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm sure you guys will correct me, but that had to close, right, due to an accident. So all these major rides, all these really record-breaking rides when it comes to speed, acceleration, and height, don't seem to be doing that well overall in the long run. So do you think that, and I know Falcon's Flight is kind of the exception because they like shattered every record, but if I'm being honest, I don't think that ride is going to last too long.
Well, the wear and tear.
Just running every day in the desert and...
Like, what happens to I-305? Explain.
Well, okay, I-305, that ride is so intense. They have to change every wheel on that train every 2 weeks. Those wheels are over $1,000 a piece. They go through $300,000-$400,000 a season just in wheels because of how intense it is, right? Like, and then there's issues with the cable. There's issues with the cooling system. There's so many different issues. And even I-305 is a good example, a really fast, intense ride. When Millennium first opened, had the same problem. The wheels would melt. They would go through $500,000 in the first year just in wheels. B&Ms haven't had that problem with wheels, at least on Fury and Leviathan, but obviously those rides have had other unexpected costs. So, when you have these super tall, fast, long, record-breaking rides, do you think it's worth it, knowing the track record of the problems that come with them? Like, to build the world's fastest roller coaster, to go over 200 kilometers an hour, the logistics behind that, the engineering behind that, do you think it's worth it?
Oh, this is a loaded question.
I
So
know,
if anyone remembers us as podcast hosts together, you used to be Team Intamin, push the envelope.
Yeah, like, send it.
And I was Team, like, Behemoth. Why are they building so big if it's not going to work? I've switched opinions, and you've switched opinions.
We have.
And I think that's what you're trying to get at right now.
That is.
I want to say that Intamin has had a past of pushing the envelope and regretting it.
Mm-hmm.
But in recent years, knock on wood, they have been pushing the envelope, maybe not in terms of intensity of, going the height and all that. I mean, Falcon's Flight, sorry, that's like, they are about to. I think they're ready. I'd like to see what they can do with Falcon's Flight. I want to see, can it stay open?
I give Falcon's Flight 3 years. I give it 3 years.
I'm excited to see if Intamin can push that envelope, and I really want Six Flags, Cedar Fair, to work with them more, because I just like, I mean, like, even just I'm so envious of your trip to Orlando that, like, I'm literally going to be going there myself now. And I think a lot of people, and then this, it's not shade at all. Like, a lot of people were envious. The right word to use is envious, because I don't know if anyone's been feeling an extra intensity to seasonal depression this winter, but life feels like it's going so much slower. I've been eating a lot more than I should.
What does this have to do about the record breaking?
And I just like watching your reaction to Velocicoaster. So back on track. It just like Intamin is just it.
Yeah.
Like they build the best rides out there, and you even look at
100%.
some of their family rides, and they're so great that I just want to see one at my home park so bad. But I am happy with Alpine Fury. But I do want to stop to take a second to say hi to a fan, Teresa. They're watching right now. So hi, Teresa.
Hello, Teresa.
You're watching with your mom.
Aw.
Yeah. So they always say hi. I think you know who I'm talking about. At the park. So hello.
And thank you guys for tuning in on your Friday night. We're really honored that we can capture your attention.
But yeah, so okay, so what's your idea? You think they shouldn't put? You said is it
Well,
worth
this
it?
is such a loaded thing, and I know, and we'll tie it into Wonderland, but there's so many things I want to talk about with this. First off, Siri, I shouldn't say its name. It's going off. Do you think rides like Top Thrill 2, you're pushing the envelope in every single way, height, speed, okay, maybe not length, but new generation trains, something that's really never been done before of that kind, are the way to go as like a flagship attraction, or more on the Velocicoaster route?
Oh, you just made that question so much harder.
No,
Okay.
because both are
okay.
elite in their
Yes.
category, and
Yes.
both could be the best in the world, you could argue, but
Yes.
what's better?
100%. Okay, so I think every park needs that one. If you're a park that gets over 2.5 million guests a year, I think you need that one star attraction. When I say star, it needs to be a giga or higher. That's the rule. That's the equation to success in my opinion. If I was running a park or a chain, if you have 2.5 million guests or more, you need that one record-breaking coaster. Now, obviously, every park can't build a record-breaking coaster. Otherwise, we're back into a coaster war that no one can afford. / statistically speaking, we've reached that part where technology, everyone can build, right? Back then, you could only get Intamin to do those.
it. Yeah.
Now there's different manufacturers that are able to offer this. So it's complex, right? Who can outdo Falcon's Flight?
Okay, so that's another thing then. What do you mean by outdo? Height, speed, length? Or can we outdo it in a different way? Like, okay, hear me out. I know it's a family coaster, but even something like Hagrid's, that
Wait.
No.
Okay.
But oh, no, because what is outdoing an attraction? Obviously, something like Hagrid's or Velocicoaster could never live up to the image of a ride like Falcon's Flight, and I'm sure when you go that fast and blah 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 that long, it's going to be good regardless. But there are other ways, and I can't believe I'm saying this. But there are other ways to have a star attraction and to outdo rides like Top Thrill 2 without going 200 kilometers an hour or being 400 feet tall.
I agree. I do agree with that. The old me would have agreed even more. That theming is everything. And I do stick to that statement. I would take Velocicoaster or any Harry Potter Intamin ride, or even Tatutus. How do you pronounce it?
Oh,
Tatutus or
the one in Europe.
Jake's gonna hurt me.
The Pantheon lookalike in Europe.
I need security. Jake's gonna blop through that window. And others like those coasters, I would take over Fury, Leviathan, I-305, Falcon's Flight. I would take them over Falcon's Flight any day. I don't even know if we could fit Falcon's Flight at Wonderland.
I don't think that could fit anywhere.
But
and see, you know what the funny thing is? Cedar Point kind of saw that when they built Maverick. They realized, you know what? We don't need a 400-foot attraction to draw the people in. Like, if you can give something that's 100 feet, but, loaded with elements and twists and turns, and even if you can do it the right theming like Universal, you don't need to go 400 feet. And the whole reason I brought that up, right, even if you look at the history and why I was talking about Top Thrill 2, it's like a risk and reward type thing, right? The risk of hyping everybody up for this, Top Thrill 2, and then something going wrong and it being closed all season. How disappointing is that to the public? And like, what does that make your park look like?
oh, and people get pissed. There's parks out there who get threatened with lawsuits for not opening their attractions that they promised. There was one recently that was threatened with lawsuits. I can't remember it now, but there was a park that was threatened. You advertised that this ride was going to be open and it wasn't. So where's our,
Where's our refunds
Yeah,
and
we
stuff?
bought these season passes for that. 90% of those complaints I view as BS. Like, girl, you would have got that season pass anyways.
Regardless, yeah.
Like, Wonderland could literally not have Leviathan, Yukon, Behemoth, or Alpine Fury, and I would still get a season pass next year.
There's nothing to do.
If you've lived through a Canadian winter, you're desperate for, any sort of Kennywood. There you go. Thank you, Ryan. Kennywood, Steel Current, that part got threatened with but that's been down for quite some time. But kudos. I mean, good, exciting news. They're restructuring it, right?
Yeah.
To get it open. So
It should be open for this year. A lot of things should be open for this year.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the plus of a company like Premier designing our coaster, right? It's, if you know Premier, this coaster is going to open on time.
Yeah. Anyways, another loaded question.
Oh.
Do you think Top Thrill 2 will open, and do you think it will have any problems? I mean, okay, I think...
don't even know if we're allowed to discuss that.
It's speculation.
Yeah. Okay, pure speculation.
I speculate that it will open, but it will close very soon because it will have a lot of problems, like the original Top Thrill Dragster.
Ooh, okay. Sorry for anyone who had to hear me awkwardly drinking that. I think the opposite.
You think it's going to be reliable?
I think it's going to be reliable, and I think it's going to be fixed. I think, they messed up, and their engineers, put in a lot of work.
A lot of work.
And it'll be ready to go. And we're going to ride it on opening weekend, and we're going to love it. And if I drive the 7 hours to Cedar Point instead of going to Kings Island and it's not open,
there's going to be a problem.
I'm going to be the first person starting that lawsuit. Oh, but I have faith. If it was Wonderland, I'd have more faith because I know Heather Hill would be
like, yeah, let's get that.
It is going to be open or your contracts are all cut. But, yeah.
Apart from Falcon's Flight, because I think that's just like, the Middle East and they have all the oil money and stuff. I think that's just showing off. I do not think that's going to be reliable, but I think the industry is starting to shift away from these 400-foot, like going over 160-kilometer-an-hour rides.
I mean, yeah, you have to. Like, what else? Like, I mean, Great Adventure. What are they going to get?
I hope it's reliable.
It's a whole area. Like, if you look at like the area that they've just cleared for whatever they're going to build, it's big. I'm kind of excited.
I think whatever it is probably going to be, while it runs, the best in the world.
Better not be that mock spinning coaster on a tower.
Record breaking, all right.
But
I don't know. It's something I've really been thinking about a lot lately, specifically with Top Thrill 2, because that was a big disappointment for everybody. Not the ride. If you got to ride it, it's probably one of the best ride, if not the best ride in the world, but the reliability aspect. And not only with the giant rides, we can say reliability with anything, any roller coaster, any amusement park attraction. At the end of the day, when a park picks a ride, do you think reliability should be like at the top of the list?
Yes. And I think some parks do look at that. I know Wonderland, for the most part, looks at that.
Probably why we have the B&Ms.
And they're changing their mind on that. I mean, what? But, yeah, I don't know. I'm really hoping that we see Six Flags work with Intamin a lot more now. I really hope Great Adventure gets an Intamin.
I hope so,
I do.
Too.
They're doing that whole reprofiling of El Toro.
Yeah, that's really exciting.
Yeah, El Toro Ryan dropped that news, although I think it was an event, but still.
Over 2 years, they're going to redo like 80% of the structure.
Yeah.
Which...
And so for those of you that are wondering, so you're seeing all these parks investing a lot of money right now. That's going to continue for about another 2 years. So what basically, to describe it in really dumb terms, for even someone like me to understand, is this company has a lot of new wealth. There's a lot more power they have when they go to lenders, a lot more ability. They have some parks. We won't talk about parks that they could do this to, but they have land and parks they could sell off to pay off debts. They have assets. They have larger acreage of and regions of parks that weather doesn't affect. Mm-hmm. So securing loans and there's another word I'm looking for, but essentially they have the ability right now to invest. And when you have a company like Six Flags that hasn't always had the best image, and Cedar Fair as well, like, in terms of stockholders, they are a publicly traded company. Oh, my watch just told me that's not nice. Now's their time to prove to people that they're a stable company. And that's why you're seeing them invest so much money and make these statements. And that's exactly why, and I did get this from someone in the chain who said the reason we saw that $1 billion worth of investments announcement was exactly that. It's a statement. It sends a message like the new Six Flags is a strong company, and this is what we're doing. So you're going to see that, and you're going to continue to see that for about another 2 years, and then you'll see it soften out. So,
and it's actually kind of nice too. Like, I know we joke about a lot of rides going away, and maybe a ride like King Dakar that was a little maybe unnecessary. But a lot of the other rides, okay, like Nighthawk at Carowinds or Carowinds Drop Tower, or even like Green Lantern at Great Adventure. What's King's Dominion getting rid of? They're getting rid of their Berserker. They're getting rid of Berserker.
Flight of Fear. I'm kidding.
I mean, maybe. I hope not. It's nice to see a lot of these parks getting modernized. Like, out with the old, in with the new type of thing. Mm-hmm. Which hopefully comes to Wonderland soon.
Yeah.
Anaconda. Yes, Anaconda.
Yeah.
Anaconda. That's the big one.
You might see parks like Canada's Wonderland not invest in flat rides anymore, too. And if you do, you're going to see them get removed to make way for them, because to understand business, there's almost like a picture, like a sheet of paper, and you have a budget that you're allowed to spend every year on maintenance, enhancements, painting, and suddenly you have these rides that are aging, and the cost to maintain them is climbing, and you're a park with 150 attractions, something crazy like that, something along those lines. Your costs to operate are much higher than some of the other parks. And Wonderland is one of those parks that has a massive list of aging attractions.
Yeah.
And a lot of firsts, a lot of flat rides that were first of the kind. So our operational costs are pretty high. So I wouldn't be surprised if you see Wonderland removing rides over the next 2 to 3 years. Obviously, unpopular rides. You saw Extreme Skyflyer come down. That was pretty last minute. You're going to see another ride come down, and maybe a water slide. And yeah.
But it's not like, at first it may look like a loss, but it's definitely for the greater good of things.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's going to view it as a loss.
There's always that one person who's like, "Oh, it's my favorite ride."
Oh my God, yeah, always. That's me if they ever remove you.
Well, I remember when they removed Skyrider. Like, that's pretty cool right there. When they removed Skyrider, so many people were like, "Oh, that's the best ride ever. Why are they removing it?" It's like, well, you know what? Before they announced its removal, nobody thought it was the best ride ever.
Clearly, it's not. If, the ridership's down, not all rides are removed simply for ridership, especially right now. There are rides being removed simply for operational costs as well. There's a reason they're investing a lot of money into El Toro.
And well, exactly. And if a ride like King Dakar costs $1 million per year on maintenance, that ride was 20 years old this season, right? So in 20 years, you've doubled its cost essentially. Yeah. I don't think that's very attractive to a park.
And that brings up the question: what are they going to do with Steel Vengeance?
Yeah, that ride also has a lot of issues. The last time, this is a funny story. The last time I was at Cedar Point, or the second last time, was there for 4 days, and it was closed for 2.5 of the days. And they were saying, yeah, it's been pretty normal. Like, that's a normal thing. It's closed. They were working on the Outer Bank turn, and they were literally putting boards of wood up, in front of our eyes, and they were replacing it with some metal cross ties and stuff. And they're like, yeah, this is something they have to do once a month. And even just closing, your most popular attraction, for 2-3 days on end during a busy period, during a Labor Day weekend, that's not very attractive either to a park, right?
No. I mean, remember, was it 2 springs ago? We had a lot of trouble planning trips because we were trying to figure out when they were going to open rides. Was that 3 or 2?
2020, that was I-305.
Yeah.
And it didn't end up opening when we went.
Pantheon, and there was, I remember we kept calling the offices. And
we were literally sitting here. I remember 3 years ago, and we called them, and they're like, yeah, we have no idea. I-305 was a lift hill issue. Pantheon, they said it was just quote unquote seasonal, but they did end up opening Pantheon with just one train.
Ryan says with the steel tariffs, I don't think we have to worry about getting a B&M. That's very true.
Or an RMC.
According to about Talk to 2, what's the current status? It's supposed to be opening for opening day. And the park's made a very
clear about that.
Very clear. So I would trust that, to be honest. I would.
Fingers crossed.
The park wouldn't make such a statement about such a ride without knowing for sure. Now, that doesn't mean that it's going to open for a week or two and then close again.
I don't know. But you know what? They've been consistently testing it, right? And you know, if they've been working for a year plus on it after the construction time, you think they would have figured out a solution in the problem.
Yeah, engineers, that's what they're for.
Right? Oh, useless.
Oh, man. Trying to think of...
Well, you know, if to go like still on the retracking topic, Mindbusters retrack.
Yes, I just dropped a video before the podcast. I've fallen quite far behind on content because this week has been strictly planning the coasters after dark.
Yep.
Again, people don't realize how much goes in. Like yesterday, I think I spent like 4 hours planning the event. Today, I think I spent 2 hours.
Mm-hmm.
And even before that, it's been a lot of work. It's a lot of work. Kudos to Ace and other organizations that do this on the regular, because it's a lot of work. But yeah, what did you just ask me? And I totally
well, the Mindbuster retrack.
Oh, the Mindbuster retrack. Yes. I'm excited. I don't know what else.
I think it's pretty cool. Gravity Group's new way to do the wooden track. So, you know, roller coasters traditionally it's about 8 layers of wood, right? Southern yellow pine, and it's laminated on top of each other and it's held together by nails, but it's placed. What would that way be? Vertical.
Vertical, yeah.
It's placed vertically, so it's stacked vertically on top of each other, 8 layers thick, which makes it about 10 inches, right? And there's a little lip for the top 2 for the running rails and the guide rails and stuff. And that's how wooden coasters have been built for over 100 years, which is fine. But the problem is when you stack wood that way under that kind of pressure, it starts to delaminate, and that delamination is what causes the jackhammering, and it just kind of cascades, right? Jackhammering, delamination, it causes more jackhammering, it causes a rut, and then the ride gets rough and you start bouncing, and then everyone complains about their back. But there's been a lot of solutions, right? There's obviously RMC, which uses steel I-beam track or I-box track, which is pure steel track, and then you use urethane wheels, but that's not really the traditional wooden coaster feel. There's steel topper track, but the same thing. It uses urethane wheels, but it's really cool because Gravity Group has figured out a way, instead of stacking it vertical, they put the wood horizontal. So it goes with the grain of the wood, which makes it a lot stronger, but you still have that same elasticity in a traditional wooden coaster. So the track runs like a wooden ride. You know, you still get that smoother experience, but it doesn't feel like you're just on glass, right? It doesn't feel like a steel coaster, but it's going to last a lot longer because it's not going to delaminate the same way that traditional wooden track would delaminate, and you can still bend it to the way of the desired shaping, and it helps maintain that traditional wooden coaster feeling, which, if you guys remember Gravity Group's Christmas post, you know, they were very adamant about that, and that was such a beautiful post when they said, like, the importance of a traditional wooden coaster, how it changed the industry, and how, you know, it has a niche following and stuff, and how you have to maintain that. So it's really cool that Gravity Group isn't going away with the traditional wooden coaster. You know, they're trying to improve that design, but because you know, wood and steel are so different.
Very different, and you do need classic wooden coasters in your park.
Yeah, 100%. Like, it's, you know, it's a different type of attraction, and it's really nice that Gravity Group is out there trying to innovate in this way. I do have a question for you. With the retrack, do you think Mindbuster could be one of the better rides in the park now? Do you think it could be top? I won't say top 3 because I think we go.
You're gonna piss off. Everyone made us promise no Behemoth 8 today. No Behemoth 8. Behemoth sucks. No, I'm kidding.
Okay. Do you think it's gonna be like a top 4 attraction?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, Alpenfury.
Okay.
You want to hear the controversial opinion? I do think Mindbuster, once it's fully retracked, will be better than Yukon Striker.
There we go. There we have it. I agree. Especially in the back row at night, that thing just flies, and it is so much fun. Top 5. You say Minebuster is a good ride. Well, okay, it's a rough ride, but it's a good ride. It has a fun layout. It's a fun ride. It's a good night ride.
Poor Behemoth account in here.
No, we're not saying anything bad about Behemoth. Behemoth is a good attraction. It's a good ride.
You should go ride it first one day.
Oh yeah, I don't think so. Mako's
Why the hate for B&M? I just okay, like full honesty, guys. Like, do you actually think B&M is that good?
Oh, we can talk about. Okay. Oh, this is good. Okay.
Yeah,
I don't hate B&M.
I do.
B&M used to be my favorite, and they're still one of my favorites. They have rides like Fury 325, Alpengeist, Mako, Kumba, Montu, even Incredible Hulk. That blew my mind away.
Okay, yeah.
But the problem with that is, except for a few exceptions, is that's old B&M. That's old school B&M. I think
Brennan's starting fights today.
I was fortunate enough to ride some of B&M's really new products, and I have to be honest, the thrill is not there. Like, I get maybe they're not supposed to be thrilling like a family ride, but if you're comparing family ride versus family ride, I think Backlot Stunt Coaster is 10 times a better family ride than Phoenix Rising or Penguin Trek. And I'm not even saying that to be extra.
Yeah.
100%. Pipeline was a major disappointment. I mean, the launch is okay, but it doesn't do anything, and there's a trim brake in an unnecessary place.
Yeah, with B&M with those trim brakes.
B&M with the trim. Yeah, that's the thing. B&M, like, I'm sorry, you can say whatever you want about Millennium Force. That thing doesn't have a trim brake.
I mean, the whole ride feels like a trim brake. It feels like it has regenerative braking.
But no, I don't think B&M's losing their touch. I just think they play it a little too safe.
Like, everyone's developing, like Intamin and Vekoma and Mach, like, they're making developments in the industry. And then B&M's over here just building their boring wing coasters.
Well, I was going to say,
I guess Pipeline is a development, but didn't they get sued for stealing that from Vekoma or something?
I don't even think Pipeline is that special. Like, nobody wants to stand up in a ride. Oh,
Cool Scary Gaming.
No, nobody wants to. What was I saying? Nobody wants to stand up. Okay, I'm sorry. Okay, it's a cool ride. And if you like it, that's awesome, and it's really unique. But I don't think anybody wants to stand up. It can be awkward, depending how you ride. And if you have to jump up to get airtime, I think the ride is useless. Now, apparently, people were telling me it's just because I'm very big that's why I don't get airtime on it. But
That's so rude.
I get airtime on other rides without doing any work. I think the last time B&M actually innovated was when they came out with their wing coaster design, which was 2011, if I believe.
I remember that because that was like a big timeline for me becoming an enthusiast.
And it was different. Like, no one, like, they, first of all, they innovated with the vest restraints and the train design. And a fun fact, that gauge of track that's used on a wing coaster is also used in all 3 of the Giga coasters and Mako and Candemonium. So they changed a lot in the way they manufacture and design to build the wing coaster. Mm-hmm. But after that, they kind of just stopped.
1,000%. So someone asked any updates on Marineland.
That's all you. That's all you.
I feel like I should have made a video. Again, I'm really far behind on videos. So Marineland essentially is in the process. And okay, so I attended the meeting electronically. Cole was there listening in live. There was a lot of dumb questions asked. I don't think anyone asked a single good question. No one made a single good statement. It was so stupid. And I raised my hand to ask a question, and I was so ready to ream the council out and Marineland out, and then just because everyone was beating around the bush and lying to like the public. So essentially, what is happening is Marineland is in the process of selling the park. What?
Yes, Marineland was in the process of selling the park, and I don't really know much about that. No offense, Cole. Marineland's a great place.
I don't even know what that was about. What do you call it? So Marineland's currently in the process of selling like their land, and they're in talks. Nothing has sold yet. I'm trying to make sure I get all the facts right. Cole, correct me if I'm wrong. Um, and essentially, they have to get rid of all their animals, and to do so, they've had to secure financing through mortgaging of land, and what do you call it? To secure the mortgage, they've had to to secure the removal of animals, they've had to mortgage the land. And a lot of people are afraid that essentially they're going to default on the loan. This was some of the questions raised in the meeting. So essentially, a lot of the people who live in the community are worried that Marineland's going to default on the loan, and then the land gets sold to whoever wants to buy it, essentially, whoever owns the mortgage. But the city and Marineland was basically arguing that's not going to happen. But that's kind of exactly how stuff happens when you can't pay, like, your mortgage off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was pissing me off that there was a lot of lies / things being told. But to calm everyone down, Marineland is still interested in selling it to a theme park operator. And I believe those discussions are occurring. But usually, Cole, what's the word I'm looking for? There's a word in terms of like the negotiation process. And we believe that it's in the negotiation process, and Marineland's been given like okay, you need to secure your own financing and remove those animals before we agree to buy this property, and then the sale will pay off that loan that Marineland's taking out on the animals, essentially to remove them. That's my understanding of what's going on. So to explain it even dumber, Marineland needs funding to remove the animals, to sell the property, and to get that, they had to mortgage off 2 parcels of land out of 4 parcels of land. That's why they redeveloped the parcels of land. And once they do that, whoever's going to buy the park will then give them the money to buy the park, which will then pay off the loan / mortgage, essentially.
So basically, it's all just to get the animals out of there at this point.
Yeah.
Like, that's the most important thing.
That's essentially all we know about Marineland right now.
Hopefully, if they could develop Marineland, it would be nice to have another major amusement park within a day drive.
I hope. There's a lot of rumors going around about Hershend. Again, don't believe everything you hear until it happens. Because like there's times and like I hear things and I believe it's going to happen and it doesn't happen. In the community and the industry, there's a lot of broken telephone, a lot of talk, and a lot of speculation channels like myself. You know, we hear things and we say things, but you have to understand that it's like a whole world of broken telephone out there. So that's why if you ever hear me say, take this with a grain of salt, like I genuinely mean take it with a grain of salt. Like, unless I say like official prediction, I'm a lot more confident in that prediction. Why does my Siri keep getting activated? Rude.
That's correct. Hopefully they okay, let me ask you this. Is there any chance Marineland could open this year? Do you think?
Someone asked that question and they beat around the bush. So I've heard two scenarios. I've heard that they do plan on opening for the season operationally without the marine animals. I have the luxury of knowing some people that work at Marineland and they're laid off and they don't work at Marineland and they are not at Marineland right now and they would need to be at Marineland right now to get the rides like open and ready. You see like all the theme parks around the world getting ready for their opening.
It'll open this year, but without the rides.
With the American dollar so strong, this looks like a good question. Against our money, it would be a bargain for the new owners of Marineland. It's true. And if any American company buys Marineland, you're essentially saving like 25%. That's not exactly accurate, but around 25%.
Basically, yeah. Would also be a good time for any American major amusement park chain that might own a park in Canada to invest heavily in us.
Yeah.
And get us that intimate multi-launch Velocicoaster.
Sorry, I'm just adding more of my friends as moderators right now.
And I do not know too much about Marineland. I went there one time. We went there when like 2-3 years ago, and I remember I almost died on the flying carpet ride.
Could my friends in Discord please just comment in the chat quickly that aren't moderators, just so I can add you? Host massive events there. You could do like a good car meetup.
Great ride, cool. Yeah, that ride is very scary. You know, I wonder if Wonderland would buy anything from Marineland. What is it? What's something Star Voyager?
Star Voyager.
Yeah, that's like a good Tundra Twister.
I could see Wonderland buying that, but I feel like they're maxed out on, what do you call it? Flat rides right now.
Yeah, we're back down.
Star Voyager is better than Tundra Twister.
Oh, I thought Tundra.
Oh, look, YouTube. So see, YouTube took care of the bots. I know who it is, by the way. It's Cool Scary. So for those of you that have been watching Cool Scary comments in the comment section, he's been a troll for like many, many, many months now. My Instagram posts get botted, and now I know who it is. So just to explain it, if you guys are gonna pay your own money to bot, technology's upgraded now. It doesn't do anything. YouTube just automatically takes care of it. So you're wasting your $15, $20 to do it for nothing.
You should go to Starbucks and buy a pink drink.
And this person bought likes and views, which is crazy. That's like $50 that they just spent.
Good use of money right there.
Right?
What does that say? Something about Marineland. I don't know anything about Marineland. B&M coasters
What about
for Marineland?
B&M coasters for Marineland. We'll sell our B&Ms to Marineland. And
Oh
we'll
yeah,
yeah.
Are they gonna get
rid of
Leviathan?
Leviathan?
Absolutely. If they did, I would move to Niagara Falls. Cool. I'm coming in with you.
Where did Cole say?
No, I said if they move Leviathan there.
That'll be your home park.
If Leviathan is there.
What parks are we visiting this year? We have a lot of trips planning. Planning is keyword. Velocicoaster. Velocicoaster, Kings Island, Cedar Point.
Island. Yeah, Cedar Point.
Not Great Adventure this year. Not worth it anymore right now.
Yeah, I don't know anyone who's planning to go to Great Adventure. Unless they magically get rid of El Toro.
What other parks? Is that it for now? I guess that's a healthy visit. That's it for now. Universal Studios, Kings Island, and Cedar Point.
Yeah, King's Dominion. I want to ride Rapterra.
I would like to get on I-305, considering my last visit to Kings Island was a waste.
King's Dominion.
We didn't even ride like the 4D coaster there.
No, because I think that broke down too.
And then I barely fit on the RMC. Remember how much pain I was in? Oh my god, I hated my life.
You know what? I would take their RMC over Iron Gwazi.
Really?
Or 100%. It does something.
That's crazy.
Iron Gwazi just goes fast into brake run.
Hershey, maybe. I've never been a big fan. I'm gonna upset some of you. I've never been a big fan of Hershey, but everyone else in the world is. So I'm the only one in the world. Like literally the only one in the world.
I think Hershey's probably a top 5 park.
Universal Ontario, Canada.
The problem with that is I think those kind of parks only want year-round like climates.
Chocolate.
Yeah, okay, this Brian person, exactly. Iron Gwazi glides around it. Yeah, I agree. It just glides. It's just there.
Really?
Yeah. The elements don't hit on it. A Storm Runner at Hershey is so good. The hydraulic launch.
It doesn't do anything.
That's one of the last hydraulic launches in the world.
It's about to be upgraded to a fin.
No, Sams, we have to preserve it.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I think that's why. And the yellow or orange one that goes up and thing, worthless. Their GCI, worthless.
Lightning Racer.
I
think Candy's pretty good. Candemonium.
Disney Niagara. We wish.
I want to ask everybody a question. If you ever had the opportunity to ride anything with a hydraulic launch, so that'd be like Storm Runner, Accelerator, King Dakar, the Top Thrill Dragster. If you ever rode that and then rode something with an LSM, so a magnetic launch, what did you prefer? What kind of a launch do you guys prefer? Storm Runner launch is crazy. I agree. Storm Runner.
Everyone prefers hydraulic.
A lot of, well, someone said Maverick's launch. Maverick has a good launch. Hydraulic blows LSMs away.
Really? I mean, it's more forceful, right? But when you have such a little tiny launch like Storm Runner, what is that to do?
It really sucks because I don't think we're ever gonna accelerate. I would love to ride that. I don't think we're ever gonna see anything hydraulic anymore. I think that's been dead. Intamin took that off their website when Intamin took hydraulic launch off their website when the Top Thrill Dragster incident happened.
Yeah.
They kind of gave up on that.
Just because there's an account that keeps saying that there's going to be people that invade the event to make it bad, just so you know, that's a Wonderland event, and you'll end up banned from Wonderland for a whole year if you're doing something like that. So go for it. I welcome it. I'm kind of like you're ruining your own life at that point.
Can you imagine getting banned from Wonderland for a year?
And they don't even do like 1 year bans anymore.
It's
They do it
365-day bans. I think I would cry. Well, no, I would never do anything to get banned from Wonderland.
Should we start question period?
Yeah, let's do question period.
Okay. I might have to like run to the washroom. I don't know if you've noticed, but I've been fidgeting.
You
I have
have
to
been
pee
fidgeting.
so bad.
Okay, run to the washroom.
Okay, are you able to?
I will. Just don't take your mic in with you. Let me move.
Can you imagine?
Do you guys want to hear behind the scenes of Brendan in the washroom?
No, thank you. Look, I'm gonna light up Surya better.
Oh my god, that actually does make me look good. Shut up. I'm very beautiful. Okay, guys. Hello, Connor. Let's see what your questions are. Surya, do you see Vekoma working with Wonderland in the future for thrill rides? I honestly think so. I think new Vekoma has proven themselves to be really reliable, really desirable, and they look like they make really cool rides. So I can definitely see that in the future. I think, especially with the tariffs and like the price of steel in North America and stuff, I think a lot of companies in a lot of parks in North America will start looking to European manufacturers like Vekoma and Intamin to build different attractions. And it's really cool because Vekoma, they do a lot of like, you know, I don't want to say custom work, but they do like smaller projects to larger projects. So they offer a lot. And I think they are extremely reliable. Surya, do you wish Alpenfury was a Vekoma? At first, I thought it was going to be a Vekoma. I wish Alpenfury was an Intamin, but I think for what we're getting, it's a good fit for the park. Do you think Wonderland could get a Velocicoaster? I think yes and no. Would I love a Velocicoaster or even like a Maverick at Wonderland? 100%. I think Alpenfury is kind of supposed to take that place. So I don't know if we're ever going to get anything like that. I do really think Wonderland needs an Intamin, even an Intamin Blitz or an Intamin multi-launcher, just something Intamin. But I don't know. You got to use the washroom too. Okay. What's a new ride you can see being added to Marineland's lineup?
I just took your shine away.
Okay, oh, there we go. What's a new ride I can see being added to Marineland's lineup? A shopping cart.
There was 1 year where they got like this like train ride that like little like a go-kart thing that drives as a train. That was embarrassing.
You know what they should do? They should sell golf carts, like golf cart rentals, and you can drive golf carts around. I would do that.
Cole's gonna fight us.
Oh my god. Trimless behemoth. Oh.
Who said that?
Who just saw a unicorn? Any new developments with Action Theater?
It's 200 houses.
Oh yeah, that's actually. Oh yeah, I forgot.
Yeah,
about that.
200 houses.
RMC Behemoth. Make it smoother.
You were starting fights. What has he said when I was gone? How many fights has he started?
No, I haven't. They asked about Velocicoaster. They asked about Alpenfury and Vekoma. I've been very professional.
Okay, good. Okay. How do you think Alpenfury's night rides will be? Well, register for the event. I'm kidding.
No, yeah. I think blasting out of the mountain at night will be a lot of fun.
Well, it's a dark tunnel too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just gonna be like dark, and suddenly you're like
in the moonlight. I think having the launch completely indoors is really smart, especially for, the days in May and October when it's colder, because then you can better regulate the speed, and then you don't need to warm up the LSMs, and it's better to regulate their temperature in the summer as well, because you won't have that direct sunlight on them.
Imagine hitting animals in the tunnel. Coaster Bay, is there something wrong with you?
I've been hit by an animal before while riding.
Someone asked a good question that I was just about to answer, and then I forgot about it. What's the rollback procedure on Alpenfury? So from what I understand, it would roll back and it would go all the way back to the first launch. Not just stop in the tunnel and start again. It needs the momentum, so to roll back.
That's going to be freaky.
So does that mean if it's stuck in the tunnel, to relaunch it, they would have to send it forward to get enough speed to go back?
So,
or were they evacuated at that point?
Well, last year, and I never had this happen on Copperhead, but we got stuck on Copperhead on the second launch. It just mislaunched, and we came to like a dead stop, and they swung us. We went forward once, slowly, then we went backwards once, fairly fast, and we probably rolled back on the course like 40 feet, and that final swing, we went over. So I think there is a chance that they would have to swing us.
May the odds be ever in our favor to get that first swing launch.
I'm just saying, hey, we sit in the back row.
Oh.
Yeah, so the cool thing with an LSM stator is they're multi-directional, right? It just depends on the polarity of current, so you can launch it forwards or backwards.
Surya, it smells like human feces whenever I ride moose on the loose at Six Flags Darien Lake. Why is that? That can't be a real question.
I rode that. I know exactly what you're talking about. That single rail moose that goes up and down.
Does it smell?
It's been since 2016, so I can't remember. It's probably because you're at Six Flags Darien Lake.
A water coaster is exactly what I think is coming in 2026.
Yeah.
Next ride for Six Flags New Orleans. I have no idea.
Bulldozer.
Wait, that doesn't exist, does it? Isn't it? It's like
they still have some stuff. But didn't they sell the land for that actually?
What are the chances Wonderland adds a Vekoma family coaster to the park? I mean, pretty high, but I think we're going to get the wooden coaster.
Like the Gravity Group.
We're going to get some sort of storytelling coaster in Whitewater Canyon. They presented the idea. I think I'm on to Cedar. Oh, you guys want tea? You guys want tea? Okay. Those surveys you see go out, I think there is a small chance that the coaster they present in those surveys isn't exactly what they're going to build. I think that they present a small aspect of what they want in those surveys, and then they build something completely different.
So what do you think is the point of those surveys? Just like
to gauge,
invigorate the public?
Like an idea? Like, so for example, the coaster launching out of the mountain or a coaster with onboard audio, like things like that. So you're supposed to take those, like, do you really think they're going to build an upside down launch mock coaster? You think they're really going to launch people upside down? Yeah, no, I think that's when I started to clue in that there's some sort of trolling, but still gathering information they want.
Like what concept looks the coolest, and then build something realistic off that concept.
Yeah, exactly.
I think anything with onboard audio is a disaster.
Really?
Yeah, I think unless, they're willing to maintain it like every day, like with Guardian's guns and stuff, I don't think that would work out that well after a while.
Do you think Alpenfury will be safe for people with moderately high blood pressure? I don't think I'm professional enough to speak on that, but I'm going to say no.
It's one of the 5 ride restrictions. If you have high blood pressure, they recommend you do not ride any attraction.
I would recommend not riding. You're right. They definitely sweetened that.
Yeah, I knew. She didn't know what she was doing, and I was staring.
It's very sweet.
High blood pressure.
Do you think Wonderland will get a tilt coaster? No. Too similar to... But then again, Valraven and...
I think that's going to have a lot of problems, too.
That concert one was garbage. Mary, preach. Accurate.
I'm still saying a wing coaster.
Yeah, I agree, Rapids. The concert concept would work if it wasn't a wing coaster.
Oh, yeah. Is the launch track in the mountain sloped? I would assume it is. It's probably sloped slightly upwards, so the train would roll back to like a neutral position.
Will there be catch nets on Alpenfury? That's a complicated question. Sorry, Jake, what question did you ask? You didn't ask anything. I'm scrolling up. I do not appreciate the ignoring. That's a TikTok comment.
Will Alpenfury have metal detectors? I have no idea.
What's your fave place to eat and what's your favorite dish? The pork chop at Lazy Bear Lodge.
So sick of Wonderland food. The new restaurant sucks. Grand World Eatery.
There's another new restaurant being built.
Great.
I have to show you a photo after. You're not up to date.
I'm not up to date. Alpenfury will be really cool at night.
Peter did not confirm no lockers. It's a weird kind of like two different
system?
people have two different answers. So that was interesting, but we'll get the answer for you guys sometime soon.
Let's just let the ride open up. I believe that restaurant, so that's Marketplace. No, what's it? Allswell Hall. That's mostly for like private events. Will Alpenfury have a lighting package? No, it's Wonderland.
Will Alpenfury have 3 trains? He's not in here, so the joke's not funny, Jacob. About people making fake patrons and joining your event, I'm messaging Grace and Heather.
Hey, you know what? If fake people want to join, but they pay the full price,
that's true. That's their loss.
Yeah.
It says non-refundable.
It's more ERT for us, more seats for us.
That is something that person would do. Give me more.
Oh, I like this. How long do you think the wait time will be for Alpenfury? I'm going to say on opening day, if it's well, you know what? Actually, I think it's going to be 2 hours on opening day because opening day is on a Thursday, which is a school and work day. There's no PA day that day. It's not like a holiday. It's not a special day, which is a really weird day to have an opening day. But I think that Saturday it's going to be 4 hours long. And I think for the first little bit, Leviathan is going to be a walk-on.
You think Leviathan's going to be a walk-on the first
for
day?
The first hour? I think everyone's going to go to Alpenfury. And
Are you going to go to Alpenfury?
I'm going to go straight to Leviathan.
You know where you're going? Sledgehammer. How you do?
How you do? I'm going to be so miserable. Every little bit I get, I'm going straight to Leviathan for that no line. Oh, if Alpenfury is somehow not open for the event, will you reschedule or just go ahead without it?
If what?
If Alpenfury isn't open for the event.
Great question. So what will happen? Okay, so there's a couple scenarios that can play out. This happens at any event at any park. So if Alpenfury is not done being built and not open by the time of the event, what will happen is the event will just get pushed back by a week or two until it's open. That's what will happen. Now, let's say we show up, Alpenfury's done construction, it's ready to go. We show up first thing in the morning, and there's obviously a chance Alpenfury breaks down first thing in the morning.
It happens.
They'll move us to Leviathan or Behemoth or Yukon Striker.
I better be Leviathan.
It has happened at Ace events. It's happened at other events. But that's why we have morning ERT and evening ERT of 2 hours. So Don't worry, there'll be ERT regardless.
And it will be a good attraction.
Yes,
So.
they always compensate. Don't worry, but don't worry. This is a very reliable manufacturer. Obviously, the day of the event, even today, my heart's racing so much. When he got here, I was anxious because so many people have registered for the event already, and they are real people. You're seeing troll comments in the thing. I have all the email addresses. They're real email addresses. You have to have a Google account to register for the event. And yeah, I mean, if you're willing to pay that much money to troll, then go ahead. It's gonna be jokes on you.
If you're gonna pay that much money to troll, can you register like 10 fake people? Oh, that's a good one, Jason. Yes, we would love to see Wonderland do more ERT every day like Cedar Point and Kings Island does. Cedar Point and Kings Island does daily ERT.
Yeah.
So that would be cool. It's going to be cool to see what their ERT schedule is for Alpine Fury.
It
has to back the first launch.
Just got my message from Ticket Leap. Let's get your event all set up.
Oh, this is a good comment from Neil. I'm just thinking if you did have a rollback on Alpine Fury and it has to roll back to the first LSM, which makes sense, does that mean you can't bring train number 2 into the station? Number 1 is over the hump.
So yes, they wouldn't be able to. Well, they're not going to dispatch train number 1. In my opinion, until the train is back on the brake run and entering the station, essentially ready to enter the station,
or at least at a block, like a hold.
Yeah,
break.
Unless that, like, so there are signs. If you're watching the construction updates, there's one coming tomorrow. Don't worry. The station's almost looking like it's going to enclose the first launch. Now, that's not for sure because it's hard to tell when you just have one side a wall right now. But it looks like there might be some sort of storytelling piece. But yeah, they wouldn't be able to, at minimum, they wouldn't be able to dispatch the train until it cleared the double inverting top hat.
Or to dispatch a train, not until it cleared the double inverting top hat, but when the train, like there has to be an empty block, right, from on the brake run. Because think about it, it comes into the brakes. There would still need to be a place to store the second train.
Yeah.
But their dispatches are going to be pretty quick, you know.
Oh, yeah.
So
like if you,
it's not.
No seatbelts. And just a lap bar.
And it's a launch, so there's no lift hill, so you're not waiting 40 seconds on a lift hill, so those trains are just going to be, like, flying out of there.
Do you think you'll hit 20,000 rides on Leviathan this year?
I do not think I'm going to hit 20,000 rides on Leviathan. I am at 18,786. I don't even know if I'm going to hit 19,000 this year.
Really?
We'll see.
You're going to do it. Where do you think this coaster is going to rank at the park? Number 1. For sure. I'm not even saying that to be funny.
Number 2.
1.
2.
You said 1 the other day.
No, I said it's going to be a great ride, Leviathan.
I swear. No,
I did no.
I know Surya. You love launches.
I do love launches.
I know. Okay, wait, but Leviathan is sentimental.
Okay, no, I try. Okay, in reality, Leviathan isn't even in my top 25.
Period.
But I love Leviathan more than anything. Oh no, I love it more than anything. I think Leviathan's still going to be the best ride at Wonderland.
No.
We're going to have to wait and see. That'll be a fun video.
I am riding that thing like all day.
Alpine Fury?
Yeah.
Girl, you're going to be in the Prestige Lounge all day.
In the Prestige Lounge drinking my lemonade.
Yeah, I know. I can name 10 people right now who are going to be in there all day.
Oh my goodness.
How do you sign up for the event?
Okay, right now, because I obviously am getting Patreons registered first. I'm waiting 2 days for Patreons to register. I am going to be straightforward. This is no lying. He saw a little bit of the list today. We're already 50% registered, and that was before the podcast started. So go to Patreon. I'll post it in the chat in a second. Join the $2 or the $1, $2 level. And register on the sheet. Give your real email that you check often because the tickets will be sent to you via that email. You're going to get the ticket purchasing app. I'm using a legit company to cover my butt. And the thing which again adds to the cost, but it's a company. You'll get sent the email to buy the tickets. You're going to want to buy them the minute you get sent it because again, this is a luxury car that is going to come out of my bank account, essentially. So the event needs to be paid. And it's like, if I can't fill the spots, then I'm going to fill them with YouTube, like regular people, right? So the Patreons that are already signed up, the minute you get your link to buy a ticket, please do not wait more than a day to buy your ticket, because it will then be opened up to the public. And the minute it hits capacity, it hits capacity. I will not have my first event over 300 people. I will not have it, because what will happen is you'll end up having to wait 20, 30 minutes to ride Alpenfury. And that's not an event that I want under my name. I want you to be able to re-ride Alpenfury. So I have limited to the point that'll pay off the event. So I've exactly calculated the exact number to pay off the event, and that is where my number is capped at. So that is me being truthful, and I can be transparent. At the day of the event, I will show people the bill, and you'll be able to calculate it with the cost. I'm not lying, and you'll be able to tell how many people were at the event. I'm not lying. There's no room to profit here. Outside of that, I actually think I'm going to take a hit, because I have to buy wristbands or lanyards for everyone at the event, so Wonderland can recognize who's attending. So there's a lot. I'm low key panicking.
We'll get through it.
I have a good team now. I really do. Like Amanda's a really good help. JD is a really good help. Surya calms me down when I'm stressed. We calm each other down. But no, honestly, we're ready. We are committing to this. And Wonderland's been a really big help. Huge thank you to everyone at Wonderland. There are more announcements to come next week, by the way. End of next week, I should have a really good announcement for everyone on YouTube about Alpenfury. So yeah, definitely let me link the Patreon. Get yourself registered with your email on that Google form on the post. You'll see it. There's a post announcing After Dark. Register your email. It doesn't cost anything to register right now. You're just giving me your email to send you give me 2 seconds to send you the ticket app. Okay. And go.
So the cool thing about this is most events like this, if you do have to be a member of a coaster club, and those memberships also have a flat out fee of like, $50, $60 a month. So this doesn't cost like any, like you don't need to be a member, obviously, like, yeah, join the Patreon to get in first dibs, which is only $1 compared to like a $50 Ace membership, a membership to a coaster club. So that's pretty cool. And Brendan said, charge an extra $5 per person and everyone gets a coaster club shirt.
So I'm working on a shirt. There'll be a cool event shirt. It's themed to the exact teaser you saw at the beginning of this, so it's cool. I am waiting to see the theming pieces for Alpenfury to create an actual good. You know how I made Leviathan, Behemoth, and Yukon designs, and right now I have Alpenfury a part of the Amusement Insiders logo. I am going to make an Alpenfury one that's going to be really cool, but I need to see what the park is going to theme it to first, like actual pieces to incorporate into the design. So it's cool. So there'll be a cool night galaxy themed shirt to represent Coasters After Dark and Alpenfury on it. So, and there are more events. So if this event is a success, which it's already looking, thank goodness, JD was right. There'll probably be another one at the end of summer, truthfully. And there are ways that we can make it a cheaper event. So, but it won't be as good, to be honest, because the big part of it, the expensive part of it, is those night rides. Yeah. And that was a big conversation. I almost made the decision to have the event be like $60 a person, but you only get morning ERT and a tour of Alpenfury. And I just didn't feel like that was enough for my first event. So we've gone and purchased the big package.
Which is going to be a combined total of 3 hours of ERT, which is pretty cool if you think about it, especially for a ride like Alpenfury that's always going to have a consistently 2-hour wait.
Yeah, and we're gonna do some things in between also. So I obviously I'm planning some little games, ride takeovers, photos together. I'm gonna reach out to people at the park, maybe score something. I want to see if I can get like a thing, because I have the option to add a lunch in there, but it costs a lot of money.
And most people have dining plans.
Yes, and that's what we talked about. We were like, everyone coming to my event, an Amusement Insiders, any enthusiast event, any enthusiast, they held an event for their theme park, you all have meal plans on your season passes. So why would we pay an additional $65.99 a person, not including tax?
That's more than the ERT.
That's what they're asking for. It was crazy, $65.99 a person.
You can go to the keg with that
to secure a lunch buffet. And that was a big thing for me because I really wanted to do a Q&A and have the ability for people to speak on a podium, like almost like a live podcast. But I can't justify adding an additional $65.99 to everyone's ticket.
We can go out to the parking lot. I'll buy like $100 worth of pizza and we'll split it up.
That's true. That's such an Amanda thing. Amanda would totally suggest that. But no, we'll figure something out. There is going to be a big group of us already. Like we're halfway there, and I bet you once this podcast turns off, it's going to be more than halfway there. Hopefully, because I don't know if you can hear it in my voice. I'm stressed.
It's a lot of responsibility. Coaster Bay asked, "Where do I think the queue for Alpen Fury is going to be?" I don't know where the queue for Alpen
Underneath
Fury,
the ride?
Underneath, probably.
But it can't be too much under the ride because it needs the PLC.
It's probably going to be by the fly. But don't worry. I'll be at the back of the train.
Yes, apparently. Can I say a little more? No. Okay. We'll be at the back. Everyone else will be at the front.
Yep.
The PLC room is actually looking to be built off into the corner, so that might allow for the queue line to be underneath.
How long? How many hours worth of people do you think the queue will hold? Most queues at Wonderland hold
an hour and a half max.
So could you imagine with a 3-hour wait that line is gonna be? They're gonna have to take over.
It's okay. They'll empty out Leviathan's line to use it for Alpen Fury.
I'll be on the front row of Leviathan. I'm on the front of that row.
No, I'm dragging you over to Alpen Fury on opening day. You are literally going to be
on my dead body. I'll be.
I'm going to control you.
No, I love Leviathan. Yeah, no, Alpen Fury is going to be very busy. It's going to be crazy busy, I think.
Yeah. Anyone who went to Yukon's opening day, Behemoth's opening day, Leviathan's opening day, it's going to be crazy. And I'm hoping Wonderland does a good... Have any of you seen... Okay, I hate Wing Coaster. Oh, my God. We need to talk about theming for a second. Did you see today's King's Dominion's post about the theming? My chair, I just thought that was a person. I just thought we were about to get... The theming. Have you guys seen the theming on... What's it called?
Raptera?
Raptera? It's insane. It's really good. It's really good.
That whole part of the park, that Jungle X, they spent a lot of time doing it. They probably know some of the rides suck, so they have to,
So I'm excited. I'm really excited to see what they do for Alpen Fury because, we're a better park.
I think King's Dominion goes a little bit extra with their theming to compete with Busch Gardens Williamsburg.
That's true. Actually,
like with their
that is a good
statement.
Statement.
That's their direct competition, and Busch Gardens Williamsburg wipes the floor with 95% of the parks out there. So they have to do something.
Can anyone go to Alpen Media Day? Unfortunately not. You're spicy today.
Spicy today.
You're me today.
Oh, I like this. How do you think the park crowd distribution will be changed after Alpen opens? Remember, the side with Behemoth used to be the busiest side before Leviathan and Yukon opened. I just want to say when Yukon opened, Leviathan was still the busiest.
You are spicy today. Okay, so the problem with Alpen Fury is it's so close to Leviathan. So all that's going to happen is Leviathan gets 50% of that running crowd running to it first thing in the morning, and they now go to Alpen Fury. But Alpen Fury's line is going to hold... Okay, well, it's going to be equally as busy. An hour into the day, Leviathan will be equally as busy. That's the problem with Wonderland.
I think that side of the park is going to be a lot busier than Behemoth.
Behemoth is going to be a ghost town. Yeah. And they already are. No shade. Like, this isn't shade. Like, I promise this isn't one of my shady comments. Yukon, I'm including, you guys know how much I love you. Yukon's dead in the morning. So is Behemoth, and it's going to get worse.
Backlot's really dead in the morning.
Especially with enthusiasts, because this is what's going to happen this year. Everyone's going to get on Alpenfury, then they're going to want to get their ride on Leviathan, and then where we would normally run to Behemoth and Yukon, we're now running to Minebuster.
Oh, yeah.
So poor Yukon and Behemoth, they're about to get left in the dust.
A Yukon is bad. Oh, Sky, okay.
Can I get more details about Spinnovator's updates and maintenance? Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to talk about that on the channel. I love being ragdolled, and Yukon does that to me.
Has anyone ever done, like, actually rope drop Leviathan on a really busy day and been in that horde? Like, you're not supposed to run walking to Leviathan, and then you have to put your elbows up to make sure you don't get line jumped. How many of you guys do that? I used to do that when I was younger, but then it got too much.
What coaster at Canada's Wonderland should be my first big coaster with inversions? This is such a you question.
With inversion, okay, would you do Yukon Striker? Or is that too big? Like, okay, when you say big coaster, do you mean like the big three or just any roller coaster? If you're like worried about inversions, I would say do Dragonfire. I think if you ride Dragonfire on this front, you'll get a fairly smooth experience. It's less than 100 feet tall. It doesn't go that fast. It does 4 inversions. The inversions are pretty good too, considering what it is, and it's a short ride, so you'll get used to that feeling of going upside down.
Yes, Wonderland will have a season pass preview day.
Do not do Flight Deck, because that ride is really rough and it might ruin your perception of what a good inversion is supposed to be.
Although Flight Deck is really good on the front row.
It's okay on the front. Well, yeah.
Like when you're really bored of Wonderland, Flight Deck becomes good. That's how I view it. Like when you get bored of the current rides you've ridden in the year, Flight Deck front row gets really good.
And Leviathan will always be good.
What kind of dark ride can you see going in the new mountain space? I think it's going to be like a strictly storytelling.
Yeah, it's a small world.
No shooting, like no shooting element. I think it's going to be like, you know, those like vehicles that like have no track, a trackless ride.
Yeah.
That's what I think it's going to be.
Which will be cool because that means it can be open for Winterfest.
Yeah.
So that's something else. What are goals you both want to accomplish this year at the park?
Not be fat.
Get airtime.
No, honestly, to be a better content creator.
Yeah.
I wanna really focus on the content.
I want to bring back wait time, update time every day.
Period. And more.
And
guys, convince him to upload on YouTube. I've been trying to get him to upload on YouTube more.
I uploaded a Universal vlog. That was actually a lot of fun.
And a lot of people have checked it out already. So if you haven't, give me a second. Give me a second. Keep talking.
Neil, OMG, guess what? What? It shouldn't have trims. I agree. Oh, I'm not going to say that. Guardians always has many things broken. The screens suck. Well, no comment on that. Brendan.
Give me a sec. What? Are people looking at my double chin?
No, Brendan, don't go back row of Alpenfury on Media Day. We don't want to roll back.
I thought everyone wants a rollback.
Guardians needs to be removed. Guardian. Yeah.
Guys, I can't find my own. Oh, there we are. I couldn't find my own like podcast.
Yes, I remember when they
add this to your watch to later, guys.
Oh, thank you.
Do you think Time Warp is getting removed? Beautiful weather we're having here.
It is. Everything's wonderful. Time Warp's a really good attraction.
For the dumpster.
Slingshot getting replaced by a family coaster. I don't think that's happening. Surya, Cyclone is the best flat ride at Canada's Wonderland, right? Only when there's a really attractive ride operator running it.
Which one?
A really attractive ride. Cyclone.
Cyclone?
Yeah, it's only good when there's a...
I don't recall anyone being attractive over there.
No,
Wait, that sounds like a diss to everyone else, though. That's only meant at you.
I'm going to tell the crew that! When will Behemoth get a paint job?
I just joined. What have I missed? That sounds like me and Surya's live streams. When will Behemoth get a paint job? I think there's a good chance this off season. They're painting all the coasters, so why not?
Except for painting everything.
Although we take so much of the budget already.
You know what? Apparently it costed over $1 million to paint Diamondback.
Yeah, I could imagine. Can you imagine being the painter that has to go over the lake? That's going to add to the price. I think Behemoth has a good chance of getting painted this offseason. I'm sticking to that.
I'm going to say Behemoth is going to be painted in 2027.
Wait, that's so far away. Not even 2026?
No, I don't. I think they're going to do a lot of water park stuff in 2026, and that's going to take the budget, like paint a lot of things and reinvigorate.
Oh, yeah, we're getting a major overhaul for sure.
And Leviathan's getting up there too.
Behemoth should get painted into Leviathan colors just to piss off Brendan.
Leviathan, when Leviathan first opened, it was beautiful. The colors were beautiful. Beautiful. Leviathan blue or green or whatever color you want to call it. It's my favorite color.
Ooh, Surya, you'd be good at this. What's the best way to start working at / getting a job at Wonderland?
Honestly, just apply. Just wait for them to do their seasonal hiring events. It's usually at the end of February, start of March. It's going to be a big job fair. Just go and apply. If it's your first time job, it's a really good first time job. If you're really passionate about Wonderland, it's a really, really good job. When you apply, you get the options of what departments you want. So your first pick. And if you apply, like sooner rather than later, you'll 95% get your first pick. So you can pick like rides, merch, or food, or rides, merch, and gaming, or whatever you want to do at work. Then you go to the interview. The interview is not scary at all. They'll ask you a bunch of questions, like just standard questions, your liability, blah, blah, blah. And then, yeah, they tell you right then and there, if you're hired, they tell you what ride you're going to be at if you're going in rides. And it is a lot of fun. It is like working at a summer camp. And if you're an enthusiastic person, it's not work. There will be aspects of the job that, aren't, not saying aren't the best, but, are stressful and whatever. But if you're an enthusiastic person, if you're an outgoing person, if you like dealing with people, if you want to know more about the park and things you thought you would never learn, it's a really, really good opportunity. If you're an enthusiast, it is an amazing opportunity. Alto Ryan actually always said that if you have the opportunity, you should work one season at your local amusement park if you're really into the hobby. So I think, if you have the opportunity, everyone should work at Wonderland for a season because it really teaches you a lot. Like before I started working there last year, I would always demand the front row on everything, and I would make a big stink about it. I would cause commotions and be like, well, get your supervisor involved. I'd email people. I'd be a really big Karen about it. But now I get it from the ride operator perspective. I get it. Not everyone can get the seat they want. And that's okay. That is okay because the ride's not going anywhere. So it teaches you like humility if you were someone like me who needed it.
Do you remember how much I used to get so uncomfortable?
Yep, I would say.
Like, Surya, shut up.
I'm like, what do you mean you can't wait for the with Levi? Oh, they hated that. I used to.
Brendan, will the fly be rethemed? I would hope so. It needs a paint job too. Like the new drone. I'm like, oh my god, it's literally gray. So here's to hoping. Someone asked, do you know more about Alpenfury before the announcement by working at the park? This is a great question, Surya.
I know absolutely nothing. They don't say anything. If somebody who works at the park claims to know something, I can promise you they don't know anything. In fact, a lot of the times guests find out stuff first before we do, right? Like we don't know anything. We only know things about our ride or our area of where, we work, but we don't get access to privileged information. The job of a ride operator is just to ensure the safe and smooth operations of the ride we're assigned to. And that is it. There's been a lot of times we've been walking around the park and certain, higher ups have even said that they learned stuff from the park from Brendan. It is true.
That does happen. And people will call me a liar for that statement, but that's okay.
Am I going to ride off Alpine Fury? Absolutely not.
No, you already have your ride.
Absolutely.
Does anyone have any other questions before we wrap things up? Well, we should end it at 2 hours. We'll end it at 2 hours today. 15 minutes.
That's good.
I'm not quite as hungry as I was last week.
I know, neither am I.
It's quite sad.
It's good though.
Want some snacks. Questions? Anyone questions?
Yes. Wonderland is an IROC park.
Yes, I do think we're going to start seeing coasters every 2 to 3 years, just so everyone is aware of that.
That's the way it should always be.
Jake is at Cedar Point right now, everyone.
Yes, Jake and Kaden.
And Matt.
Winter chill out. They're going to have so much fun.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to have so much fun.
That's the right group of people to go to an event like that. Where's Craiga? Craiga's being Craiga. Anyways. Being just over 6 foot will Alpine Fury kill my legs. I hope not, because I'm in the same boat as you. I'm over 6 feet tall and fat, so.
I hope they've made a little more space in the trains. If they're anything like, the Skyrocket 2 models minus the comfort collars, it will be a tight fit for taller.
Brendan, how do you really feel about Surya's review of Velocicoaster? I loved it. He even did like a little nod to my viewpoints on things in it. I loved it. My favorite video, well, there's two. The tour of the store. Yeah. And his walking first time entering a Universal. It's like a 27, 28 minute long video.
It is, yeah.
I watched the whole thing.
Oh, do you think Canada's Wonderland will ever do a winter chill out event? Nope. I do not.
They said they would. They were thinking about it like 2 years ago, did they not? And
it's funny because Dorney Park is.
Brendan, do you actually ride the rides at Canada's Wonderland this year? I rode Whitewater Canyon.
You did?
A lot. Yeah, can you imagine going to an event in this weather?
Riding in parkas. I don't think Leviathan would make it down its first drop.
Whitewater Canyon, yeah. Jake made me ride it a lot.
Mary, are you applying to work at Wonderland?
She works there.
Did I know that?
I think so.
Mary, that's awesome.
Yeah, she's in Medieval Fair. What's going on? The Kingswood Land, a hotel. You wait. We're not going to reveal any details. Don't worry. I won't say anything like that. Surya, last week you took a really hard stance on the hotel at Canada's Wonderland.
I did.
Can we get an update on your thoughts and opinions about a hotel at Canada's Wonderland, more specifically a pretty large hotel at Canada's Wonderland?
Because I'm stubborn, I'm going to still say I don't believe it, but I have now been... that there is evidence that now I think, okay, so something similar to one of the properties at Cedar Point could be coming to Wonderland.
Period. Woo! Could it be called Wonderland?
No, Wonder Town.
Oh, that was amazing.
I think Six Flags Great Adventure already has some resorts. I don't know.
They do.
Why.
They built the little giraffe exhibit or something.
Yeah,
Like you can watch the giraffes.
No point going there this
Wonder
year.
Lodge.
Oh, that would be fun.
Any new drink stands this year?
They need to put one by Behemoth. There used to be one by Behemoth. Oh, Wonderland better develop a good coaster lineup similar to Cedar Point if they're going to add a hotel.
Yeah, no more B&Ms.
You know Cedar Point has 4 B&Ms?
Where do they rank?
I think Raptor's great. Well, actually, most people don't think Raptor's great because it never has a line. But
Raptor, Gatekeeper, Hellraven,
and Rougarou.
Rougarou. I love Rougarou.
I think Rougarou is it's underrated.
Okay, good. I think so
It's
too.
a great ride.
It reminds me of B&M's version of like a Maverick almost,
Yeah,
without the launch. Just like the whippiness.
You can definitely tell the 2 old B&Ms from the new B&Ms. Like the older B&Ms have more whippiness, they have more forces, they have better pacing. The only exception to that rule is Fury. And Mako, the best B&M hyper out there. Even with full trim.
I can chat about the hotel because I don't have any concrete information to present to you guys or documents. I'm not allowed posting documents, but yeah, I've been talking about a hotel for what, 4 years now?
Actually, longer than that.
Like 4 or 5 years.
Yeah.
There was the one that was going to go right up by Rutherford. Is that Rutherford up there?
By the highway?
Yeah, it was going to go there. That was obviously, they say it's on hold because of COVID. I think it's scrapped. The new hotel is, in my opinion, going to be on Kingswood. And take this with a grain of salt. I think we're getting a hotel for sure. My official prediction is we're going to get a hotel in Kingswood's plot of land for sure. My take it with a grain of salt is an indoor water park hotel. So
that would be fun.
yeah,
And
they would give
all
them
year round.
opportunity to earn money year round. Yeah. So yeah, keep an eye out. Obviously, take that with a grain of salt.
To improve B&M, new trains, new track, new design, new manufacturer. I actually think B&M still has the best track in the industry. No, sorry, the new generation Intamin double spine track. That track is like...
Lord Undersea Coaster wants you to explain getting evac'd off of Hagrid's.
That was a procedure. That was a process and a half, and that was my first ever ride on it. So I was not upset, but I didn't get to complete the ride. We got stuck on the drop track. It was the left drop track because Hagrid's has 2 drop tracks like on the same course to speed up cycles. And we dropped and the train rolled forward about a foot and then we stopped. And 5 minutes later, the lights came on and they announced that Hagrid's was experiencing a temporary delay and that trains would be moving shortly. And the train above us that was lining up for the other drop track started moving a little bit. And then that stopped. And then about 10 minutes later, all the lights went out. And like it was complete blackout, lost power. Then like a minute after that, the lights came back on and they said they had to evac the ride. However, there were 7 trains on the course. And because we were the only train that was indoors and had AC, they had to prioritize the trains that were outside first. So we were the last train to get evac'd. So by the time they came to us, it was 45 minutes sitting there. They came to us and we were at the far end of the ride. We got off the ride. And we walked into like the PLC room or some behind the scenes room. And then we had to walk down like 6 flights of stairs onto the course, like the outside portion. And we were walking along all these paths under Hagrid's, which was actually really cool. Like it was a lot of walking. And apparently we were at the furthest point from the station. And then when we got back to the first launch track, we had to walk up the catwalk that actually launches like the train. So the track was there at the LSMs and we had to walk 100 feet back into the station. And Universal was really good. They gave us free front of the line tickets. So that was nice. Yeah.
I'm so petty that when you went on that trip without me, I would probably see myself flying there, dressing up as a worker and that happening. And then when it comes to you getting evac'd, I pull up and like, I'm like, okay, sir, yeah, your time. Hello.
A lot of people were like, I was really close to flying down there myself. Yeah, the next time I go, I have 4 seats available in my car.
Alrighty, guys, 5 minutes. Any last good questions? Comments?
I think the theme would be Marriott. I'm joking. I think Lodge would work really nicely.
Yeah.
It'd definitely be done by like timber kits, like some kind of timber kit thing.
Do you think there'll be a fast lane limit on Elpenferry? No. Wonderland's got a good fast lane sales program. I think they'll be fine. I can't see them doing a limit, but who knows? We're under new management now. Things are up in the air. Have a good one, bougie mashups.
Have a good one.
Will all the falls on Wonder Mountain be working this year? I don't know. Will Elpenferry or Kidsville win golden ticket?
Nope and nope.
No. Any new chocolates coming? Yeah, maybe. What happened to the individual ride wait time screens from a couple years back? Well, they might be making a return to some of the rides.
Triggered.
They won't be accurate. Is Backlot Stunt Coaster mid?
The Backlot Stunt Coaster is the best ride at Wonderland, period. Apart from Leviathan. Facts. There we go.
What happened to all the events? Budget cuts to the entertainment department. No one cares about it.
No one cares. No one wants to see a show. They want to ride Elpenferry.
Ride times are never accurate. Period. But they are on Surya's.
You know what? When you've been going for almost 15 years, you kind of understand like the patterns. And at least for the big three, nobody really cares about.
They're about as accurate as my Giga Die.
Yeah.
Will Backlot be back to full capacity? You can't answer that, can you? Yes, it will. Brendan, do you think Wonderland will get a new restaurant? I think a current restaurant is really likely to be renovated into a sit-down restaurant. You're kind of shocked by that statement, aren't you?
I am a little bit.
I'll show you some pictures.
Okay.
Here, I'll show you pictures live. Give me a second. Let's go to my Patreon, just to prove Patreon's worth the money. Go to yesterday's update.
Backlot has a good crew. We have good capacity. Oh!
I think they're going to do the gazebo next to it, too. To make it a indoor sit-down. Because you can't fit that many tables in that thing.
Yeah, that's smart. That's smart. That's cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Period. Oh, I need to read the comments.
No, Backlot will never have effects again. And that's something that anyone can find out. Backlot is 20 years old this year. You are absolutely positively right. The best ride in the park is turning 20 years old.
It is?
It is.
Boring.
All clear, heads back. Enjoy your launch. Bye.
We're all going to be at Elpenferry. Bye.
Bye.
And then we come back 5 seconds later for a relaunch. Because I'm on the back.
It's okay. We belong in the back.
Ooh, period. Oh, a specific group of people can go ride the front and we'll be in the back. Some of them are in this chat.
So, depending on what ride, the back's better.
Oh, I remember the motorcycle show in the parking lot. Did you ever get to go to that?
No.
I remember when they did alligator wrestling in Courtyard.
That's
Does
pretty
anyone
cool.
remember that when they had like the? It was almost like it was a show to like. It was to promote, I think, the Irwins. I can't remember. Maybe I'm wrong about that. But they had alligator wrestling in Courtyard, and then a motorcycle stunt show in the parking lot.
By Behemoth, where Behemoth is now, right?
No, where Time Warp, I think, was. Or yeah.
Good night, Behemoth.
Is Frontgate getting renovated more? Yeah. But not right now. Sorry, can I get a choo-choo?
Who said that? Neil? Choo-choo! I would love to operate Thunder Run for one cycle, just to say that.
Wonderland should get the Sister Six treatment. No, I don't want those commercials.
Party bus is coming. Saying my name triggers your Siri. Yeah, that happens.
It happens to me all the time. Will Frontgate ever see a renovation on the level of Carowinds? I mean, if they renovate our front gate, I think it's better than Carowinds, because I think Carowinds looks like a prison.
Carowinds has the best front gate.
No, it doesn't.
It has the most beautiful front gate.
It literally looks like a scene out of Hunger Games when they're visiting the Capitol.
And it has Fury going right through the bridge.
All right. Oh, it's 10. All right. Thanks so much for watching, guys.
Thank you, guys.
Oh. Okay. Have a good one. We'll see you next week.
This has been a lot of fun.
Bye.
Bye.